Live. Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We're running a few minutes behind tonight, but I appreciate your patience and waiting. And thank you so much for joining tonight. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Sonia Sutherland. And I am happy to make this great announcement to you tonight. I'm really excited. This has been plans that have been in process for probably the last couple of years, and just really trying to find the best way to introduce my business and my brand to the community. So I have decided that I would like to introduce you all tonight to Innovate Human Capital Solutions. It is a full service HR consulting firm that is poised to assist the professional and the business with any customized HR needs. Whatever you need, we're able to provide solutions to you for just that. And in an effort to make sure that the brand is recognized and that people really understand what we're bringing, the value that we're bringing to the community, we are planning the conference of the year, the event of the year. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss this event. We have a wonderful team of individuals that is planning, and we are looking forward to meeting with you on Saturday, October 13th of this year at Trident Technical College at their college center there. And we will be presenting to you on that day HR's GPS. HR's GPS is a conference, a one-day Power Pack conference that will help navigate your careers to the next level and help take your business to the level that you'd like for it, to introduce you to the community and make sure that your brand is present and that people know who you are and what you're able to offer. HR's GPS represents aligning human resources, aligning goals, people, and strategies. So wherever you are in your career, whatever you're dealing with, if you feel stagnant, you feel that you're doing what you want to do in your career, but you feel like you could be doing more, you feel like there's another place for you to get to, this is the event that you want to be at. You don't want to miss it. We have speakers from all over the United States coming to share with content that we believe will be very valuable to you in your career. As an individual, we have a speaker that will be talking about managing your personal brand in the workplace. We have someone who will be speaking about the rise of entrepreneurship in the workplace, helping to make, your work a part of the meaningful work, a part of what really drives the organization. We'll have someone talking about managing or mastering difficult conversations. So sometimes, you got that difficult manager, you got that difficult supervisor, and you don't really know how exactly to address them. We'll have someone there to provide you with some tools to have those difficult conversations in the workplace. We'll also have someone there talking about the art of interviewing an employer. So you go to an interview and you're presenting yourself to this organization, but you also need to be prepared to present. The organization needs to be prepared to provide you with the value that they provide for your career. So you don't want to miss it. As a professional, you will leave this event with the tools that you need to take your career to the next level. I promise you that it's going to be well worth it. There'll be also speakers there geared toward the business owner or the person that's leading a business. If you are just starting out in your business, or you're wanting to move your business to the next level, maybe you started out with 1 or 2 employees and now you're up to 5 or 10 employees. What do you need to do to create a culture that makes people the priority? You know that if you treat your people well, they will treat your business well. So we have someone there who will be speaking about that. We have someone that will be talking about creating training and development plans in your organizations that work. No matter how small you are, you can create a system of training and development, or you can create a culture of learning and development that will cause people to want to grow professionally with your organization. We'll also have someone there talking about engaging in the war on talent. So we're moving into a place now in human resources and in the workplace where you have to be at the top of your game if you're going to get into careers and make the amount of money that you want to make and live in a comfortable life. But this conference is designed to make sure that both individuals and businesses bring what's necessary to the table, right? So you can't blame it all on the organization. If you're working in a place that you're not comfortable with, you don't like it, they're not presenting or not giving you what you need, you have to take responsibility for your career to take it to the next level. But the organizations also cannot just, say, well, you could just come here because I'm giving you a check. That doesn't work anymore, because unemployment is the lowest that it's ever been. If you want to get into an organization that's really going to make a difference in your career, you want to make sure that those organizations are poised with the tools that you need that will help escalate you to the next level, right? So it's not just about gaining, a paycheck, but it's really about being engaged in the opportunity with the organization that will help you grow and take you to the place that you want to be in your career. So I am really excited about this conference. October 13th is going to be phenomenal. I mean, we're looking forward to hosting you and your family and your friends and learning more about how you can enhance your career and take your career to the next level. So if you want additional information about the conference, you'll begin to see ads about the conference, but you can go to my website at www.innovatehcs.com. That's www.innovatehcs.com. So we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. Like us, share us, make sure that you're telling people about Innovate. And if you have any needs, human resource needs, you have any questions or concerns, you're dealing with issues that you need answers to, and you're not comfortable going to your HR professional in your organization, or you just need some answers, feel free, inbox me, send me an inbox and I'll answer your questions. We also have 2 groups that are hosted from our Innovate Human Capital Solutions Facebook page. One is called Let's Talk HR, and that's for any individual, any person that just wants good tips and tricks about HR and what you wish your HR professional would tell you in your organization. You want to join that group. You want to join in the conversation, ask questions, let's interact, get the dialogue going to make sure that we're moving our careers to the next level. And then if you're an HR professional or you desire to be an HR professional, you're going to school, maybe you got your degree and it's difficult to break into the industry, we have a HR professionals table talk group. And in that group, we're really talking about, issues that concern HR professionals. We're talking about the things that we're dealing with day to day, the challenges that we're having with recruiting, the challenges we're having with retaining our talent. We're talking about all of the hot HR topics that are, at the top of legislation and making the decisions that we need to be business partners with our organization. So if you're interested in the HR profession in any way, you need to join the HR Professionals Table Talk group to get involved in that conversation. So I'm really excited. I hope you can tell I am really excited about Innovate Human Capital Solutions and all that we'll be able to accomplish together. And I'm not going to hold you long tonight, but I did want to kind of give you a little tidbit, some information that I feel would be helpful to you as an individual. I know I get this question all the time, or people, call and they say, you're in HR and I apply for jobs and I never get callbacks, or I send my resume and people don't even respond to me, or I get the interview and I don't get called back in, or I don't get the job. So what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? So tonight, I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about resume practices and what you need to do to make sure that your resume is presented in such a way that when HR professionals see your resume, it grabs their attention and you're going to get called back for that phone screen. You're going to get called back for that interview and ultimately land the job that you're looking to land. So resumes, You see them in all different formats. You see them, people do a whole lot of extra things, putting their pictures on resumes and, making the format look all pretty, which is nice. As an HR professional, I like to see that someone took the time to really create a document that's appealing and that is pleasant to the eye. But to be quite honest, the functionality or the way that the document looks is not as important as what you have placed on that paper, right? And 9 times out of 10, if you're applying for a job, if you're presenting your resume, an HR professional or a recruiter is only going to spend at maximum 2 minutes on your resume, right? So you need to present it in such a way that's going to grab that recruiter's attention within the first 30 seconds of them finding your name on that paper. So it's 2 things that you, please excuse my Miss Sparkles, why are you barking? Go home. 2 things you need to remember about this process. First is there is a trend now that, probably 10, 15 years ago, you would just submit a paper resume, or you would email your resume, or you would, mail your resume, or you would make sure that your resume made it to that human resource person or that human resource office by whatever way, or sometimes people just filled out applications. Well, now technology has advanced to such a point that most of the times, most organizations won't even accept your resume just by hand, by you walking into the organization or you just mailing it or emailing it. They want you to follow their process, right? So we have most reputable organizations, or most organizations that you're going to find a career path with, their HR departments have technology called HRIS systems, right? An HRIS system is a human resource information system. And within that HRIS system, the system is designed to take the applicant from the beginning of the process, when they first apply for a job, all the way through the time that they're hired for a position, possibly, to being in that organization, managing their career throughout their time at that organization, all the way till they leave the organization, right? So the HRIS system captures information about that individual, and it lives through the employee's life cycle of that particular position. So that HRIS system has within it a module called an applicant tracking system. And this is very important for HR professionals, because what happens is when we post a position, when we put a job out there to say, all right, this is a position we need to fill, we place within that ad or within that job posting the specific competencies that we're looking for in the ideal candidate, right? So we post the position. Most of the time it has the full job description. It lists all of the knowledge, skills, and abilities that particular position requires. It talks about the culture of the organization, what the ideal profile of that person would look like. And the HRIS system and the applicant tracking system takes that information that we give to it by way of the job description and the profile of that position, and it builds out keywords, right? It takes that position and it says, all right, I'm going to be looking for resumes that have these top 10 words that are redundant, that keep repeating in this resume. That will tell me that this is a viable applicant, and it will go to the top of the pile when it comes to time for that recruiter to look for qualified candidates and applicants for that position, right? So the first thing is, when you apply for that job, you do not want to upload generic resumes. That's the first thing that will get your resume completely just not looked at or not acknowledged. All right. In that first 30 seconds, if I'm looking at your resume and I see that you're applying for a customer service position, but your resume has details on it about an accounting position, I'm going to say, well, this person is not serious. And the applicant tracking system is going to automatically eliminate your resume and your application from the position that you're applying for. So you want to make sure that when you're applying for those jobs, that the information that you're presenting, just take that extra step, those extra few minutes, and make sure that your resume is applicable for the particular position that you're applying for. Okay, because that like I said, that applicant tracking system is looking for keywords. If it's a customer service position, it's going to be looking for words like customer service. It's going to be looking for words like phone screens. It's going to be looking for words like I don't know, anything that's related directly to the competencies for that position. So any of the words that are in the job description, it's going to be filing your resume to find those same words that match. So it's really what's called in the HR world, artificial intelligence, right? So it's saying you don't want to waste your time. And another thing you need to remember is that when you have positions, especially positions like customer service or administrative assistants or, front desk attendants, things like that, there are so many resumes that come in for those positions. For example, I had a meeting with my team today. I have these open positions and I asked them for a report on how many people have applied in this position. Now we have one or maybe two positions with that same title. We may get 200 resumes for one position. All right. Now, when you start getting into some of your more professional roles that are more specialized and looking for very key skill sets, then the number comes down, but you're still in a pile of several people who are vying for the same position. And remember, I said a few minutes ago, unemployment is at an all-time low, right? So that war on talent and getting in those positions that will really make a difference in your career, getting to that 50,000 and above mark, those type jobs, you really are going to have to present yourself as a top contender to add value to that organization. So you want to take that time to make sure that your resume is designed for the specific position that you're applying for. So when you get past the artificial intelligence with the applicant tracking system and your resume has been recognized, then the next thing you want to do is make sure that it's presented in such a way that when I download that resume, because your resume came to the top for a qualified candidate, that I'm going to look at it and see, oh, it's very well put together. There's no typos. It's a format that makes sense. And that within 45 seconds of me looking at that resume, I can see how you are different from the 50 other resumes that we decided to screen. All right. So we've gone from 200 people that applied down to probably, I would say, about approximately 25 to 30 resumes that we will screen to determine how we're going to narrow those for who's qualified for a phone screen. All right. So automatically you've eliminated about 60% of the individuals that have applied for the position whose resume didn't even get noticed, right? To that 25 or 30 that we're going to put in the pile to go through and say, all right, now how are we going to narrow these down? What we're looking for in that particular phase is to make sure that your resume represents what you have done, all right? So you can create a resume that has a chronological order of all the positions that you have worked at and what the job responsibilities are of that position. That's not impressive for an HR professional because we already know what that particular position requires. If you're applying for a customer service position and you put on your resume that you worked at company X for the last 5 years at a customer service position, and then all you do is list on the resume what the responsibilities of that position were, it's unimpressive and it doesn't set you aside from the next person. What I'm looking for when I look at that resume is to see what did you do in that role that added value to the organization or solved a problem for the organization. So if you put down on your resume that, I worked in customer service, I was a customer service representative, and my responsibility was to take 25 incoming calls a day. I'm just throwing this out as an example. All right. Fine, you did 25 calls a day. What was the metric that was assigned to you by the organization? Were you expected to only have 15 calls in a day and you reached 25? That shows me that you're performing above and beyond, what the standard or what the metric was set. That's what I'm looking for. If you're in a customer service position and you say that you were recognized as, the top customer service representative for your solving problems on the first call. Those are the type things that you want to put on your resume, not just what your responsibilities were, but what did you accomplish while you were in that role. The other thing that I look for on resumes is non-traditional experience. So I want to see that people can think outside of the box, that you're not just applying for roles that you feel fit very squarely in a box in what you're capable of doing. I'm looking for people with initiative. I'm looking for people that have some creativity. So if they've had some non-traditional experience as an intern or as a volunteer, that may not be exactly what the position is asking for, but the skills translate. So let's just say that you went on a missions trip to Haiti, 2 years ago when you were in college, and you're applying for a customer service position. What that tells me is that you can translate the skills that you accomplished or the things that you did while you were on that mission trip that can relate to the position that you have now or that you're applying for now. It also tells me that you are well-rounded, that you're purposeful, that you're connected with something. That's another topic that we'll discuss at a later time, understanding the generations in the workplace and how meaningful work makes a difference in how they engage in the workplace. Employers are looking for that type of information. So it's about what you present in that resume within 2 minutes that I can say, okay, this is somebody I want to phone screen. All right. I want to phone screen them. I want to talk to them a little bit more. I want to find out more. They're interesting. I want to see, kind of what they're all about. And then once you get that call, once you get that phone screen, that's where you want to leave it all on the table. You want to make sure that recruiter does not hang up with you without saying, I have to bring this person in. And the way that you do that is you engage. You're engaging. You're making sure that you're making that conversation that phone screen conversational, and that you're also asking questions. You need to study, do your homework, make sure you know information about the company, make sure you know information about, when they're scheduling it, make sure you find out about the person who's going to be interviewing with you. Now we live in this internet age where you can view LinkedIn and see what their role is in the organization, how it's relevant to what you would be doing in the organization. You want to show that you have something more than just wanted to come and gain from the organization, but you have something to give. All right, it's close to 8:30. I want to start wrapping up, just reminding you again, this is the type of information that we're going to be giving out at the conference. This is just hitting the surface. We're also going to have tools. So for every workshop that you attend, there will be 6 offerings on each side, 6 offerings for the professional and 6 offerings for the business owner or business leader. And you'll be able to choose which sessions are appropriate, 2 sessions at each time slot. You have to choose one from each time slot, and we'll have a keynote speaker there. But in each session, you're going to leave with tools. It's not just going to be someone talking and giving you information, but you'll actually have a toolkit that you can take back with you and have actionable items that will definitely navigate and push your career to the next level. Again, you don't want to miss it. I want to just have the opportunity, if anyone has any questions that I can answer. If you want to share what your questions are, I'll be glad to take 1 or 2 questions before we go off. I just don't want to hold you too long. I'm so excited that you guys are here with me tonight, and I really, really appreciate it. Please like this video, share this video, tell people about Innovate Human Capital Solutions, and let us be your full service HR solution. Any questions that you have, any issues that you're having in the workplace, ringing, sorry about that. Any questions? Anybody have any questions that I can answer for you before we go off tonight? Otherwise, just go to my Facebook page. Follow us on Facebook, Innovate Human Capital Solutions on Facebook, Innovate HCS on Instagram, Innovate HCS on Twitter, and Innovate Human Capital Solutions on LinkedIn. Follow us. Make sure you're paying attention. You're going to see more and more information coming out about the conference. I'll be introducing the speakers. We'll have some sponsors on to give you some more information. And then let us know if there's content that you feel would be helpful on that day of the conference. Please share that with me, and we will certainly take it into consideration while we're still doing the planning. So, wonderful. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to share with you tonight. I can't see let me see if I can see if there's any questions. Let's see.
What is the best resume to have with multiple fields of expertise?
What's the best resume to have when you have multiple fields of expertise? So again, when you're applying for positions, even if you have multiple levels of expertise, meaning that you've worked in different capacities, you want to make sure that your resume is designed for the position that you're applying for. So you don't necessarily need to include all of your competencies. You need to include the ones that match the position that you're specifically applying for. And then you can use the opportunity when you're speaking with the recruiter or the phone screen or on the interview to share that additional information. But that's really, for me as a HR professional, and I train my recruiters, that's a turnoff, because I don't really need to know all of your skills unless those skills are aligned with the position that you're applying for, right? If they don't have anything to do with it, I don't need to know that you're a police officer, a fireman, and a nurse, okay? If you're applying for a nurse position, I want to know the competencies and the skills that apply to that only, right? Another tip for you to know on your resume is if you have gaps of employment, you don't necessarily need to list chronological work order. You just need to list experience, like what experience that you can do a competency resume versus a job history resume. If you choose to list your work history chronologically and there's a gap, then just identify that gap. Don't make me wonder or guess why there's a gap here that you're not working. Just list it and say, I took this time off to care for a sick parent, or I took this time off to raise my children, or whatever that gap represents. Just go ahead and be honest about it and open about it. It's a different pulse and a different feel now, where before that was frowned upon. It's not so much frowned upon now. In HR, best practices say that you just give the information up front. Hope that helps. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll clarify. Is there any other questions?
No other questions.
Okay. All right. I'm so glad again that you guys are here. Let us know. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Let us know how we can help. Make sure that you send me an inbox message I know that sometimes HR issues can be sensitive, and sometimes it's difficult to share it when you're at work, or if you're not feeling as comfortable with your HR professional and not sure how what you have to ask is going to impact at work. You want to make sure that you are talking with someone that you can trust. And you can send me a confidential inbox message, and I'll be sure that you get the information that you need. If I don't have it, I can certainly find it for you and make sure that you get what you need. All right. Thank you guys so much. The date for the conference, again, is October 13th, 2018 at 7000 Rivers Avenue at Trident Technical College at their College Center. We'll be there all day. The conference will begin at 8 a.m. and it will end with the career fair at the end of the day through 6 p.m. All right. So you're going to be seeing the information. Make sure that you are going to the website, www.innovatehcs.com. There is a link there for the conference with information. If you want additional details, please feel free to let me know, and I'll share that with you. Also have a couple spots open for speakers. I think I have 3 additional spots available. So if you're an HR professional and you feel that you have some content that will be valuable to individuals, let me know. I'm accepting nominations for speakers. All right, you guys have a great night. I'm looking forward to sharing with you all. Enjoy your time tonight with your families and friends, and just remember that you have to make the steps that you need every day toward accelerating your career. All right, it's not going to happen if you don't work it, if you don't do the things that you need to do. So, all right, have a good night. Thank you.